Hey guys, this is 54 New Star, and welcome to another Copper Cube tutorial. Today we're going to be making a first-person shooter. Now, I've tried doing this in the past, but certain limitations of the engine limited the two-hand controls. If you ever played Nova or any other FPS game, you know that you use your right hand to move your head, or what you see, the camera, and your left is what you use to move the joystick, or the GUI, the graphical user interface, so that we can, move while looking around the area. This pretty much what every game does. So whenever you try doing it in the previous update of Copper Cube, it would either the camera spaz out, which means it would just go like jitter all over the place, or there's certain circumstances it would literally crash the app. So in this version of Copper Cube, this is Copper Cube 5.5. So within the last 2 or 3 days, we've had an update, and it allows us to have pretty much a 99% smooth camera movement and everything. Occasionally, you're gonna have like a little reset, but it kind of doesn't really happen that often, and it's nice. It's just you just kind of carry on because it doesn't actually interrupt gameplay in a way that would say, okay, I need to put this down to uninstall this app. So it does a really nice job of playing nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple tutorial. Again, with all my tutorial starts, it always starts with a basic video. So basically 1, 2, and 3. So video 1 is simple, and if we've already kind of covered a base where we know what we're going to do, we're going to then move on to the moderate and hard videos. If we need some more play testing, we're going to go video 1, 2, and 3, set easy, and then the rest go hard. So it depends on what we do in this video. So what we're actually going to be doing in this video is very simple: character, a floor, and then just kind of move on from there. So what you're going to need before we even start is you're going to need Copper Cube. So this should work on the demo version, the basic version, and then there's a pro version. This is the basic version. We're going to need Android, and then listed down below, what you're going to need to go into publish settings. So little gear, go click on the Android tab, go click on the SDK settings, and you're going to need 2 programs. Java SDK, so the link's going to be down below, and I have JDK, or Java Development Kit 1.80/111, and then I have an Android SDK so that we can actually port this to Android itself, and that's going to be Android SDK Windows. It updates. And then we're going to need a key store to say, hey, this is an actual legal whatever program, and it just creates one itself. You just click create key store and you're good to go. Okay, so application name, we're going to worry about that actually in the second video. It's going to be fine. Icon, again, in the second video when we actually create a demo game, and then worry about this in the second one. Today we're going to be worrying more about, can your phone or device actually play this and actually be nice. Update mode, when something changed, only when cameras moved. Orientation, again, both of these kind of don't matter. I'd say landscape, if you like playing it where you can see a lot of stuff. If you play it more in portrait mode, then it's probably a top-down jumping game, or some sort of move your character from left to right to dodge cubes or something like that. And then app name, app version name, and then app version code. So those you can just leave blank. Just make sure that you have your Java SDK or Android SDK installed on your computer. I would say install it within the actual Copper Cube install, so it knows it's always there. Or in this case, I have my Copper Cube game engine and both of in this case I have the apps installed on my computer, but I also have clones installed on a external hard drive in case these go bad, which they have done when I usually mess around with Unity. So we're going to say okay with that. General, we're going to just say okay, unnamed application. We're going to do Android demo FP for first person game. And we can show a frames per second counter. I don't think it's going to work on Android. It usually doesn't. And background, okay, we can leave all that alone. Okay, so you've done all that. Again, if you have any questions, please comment down below and I will help as quickly as possible. Also, again, while we're having a small little video tutorial, is so that we can have fewer steps, but we understand what each step does. And if you're having an issue with a particular step, like it's not working, you're doing what I'm doing, but it's not working, I can quickly log on to what's happening. Maybe it's your Windows version, maybe it's the version of Android, maybe it's where you installed, or maybe it's this copper cube kind of acting up. So we can quickly get to that issue. Alright, so we're going to go to scene editing. We're going to create a plane. Now I could create a terrain, but again, I want this to work on whatever device you are actually using, whether that be a LG G3, a OnePlus One, or maybe it's a lower end device, or a third, not one of the big brand, and you don't know what GPU you're using. Always make sure that you first run a file that it's going to be simple enough to where you can play test everything. If you don't know what GPU you have, download CPU-Z through the Android store, and it's going to say, hey, you're running a Mali 400 or an Adreno 302 or 450 or something like that. So Malis are going to be pretty close to Adrenos. They're not going to be as good, but they're going to be nice. MediaTek, it's okay, it works. I know if you're running a higher end Mali, it plays very nicely, just like a Adreno, but Adrenos are really easy to code for, but we're not actually going to mess around with that, so don't even worry about that. This should play on whatever device you're playing, or whatever the Android device that you are using, as long as it has a okay GPU. So Mali 400 up, Adreno 302, 303, 306 and up. MediaTek, I don't even really know about those guys because most of my devices don't have MediaTek in them. So we're going to create a plane so this can play on whatever device you're on, and we're going to say 600 by about 600. So this is about 600. You could say 600 feet, but I'm going to say 600 cubes because, as you can see in the actual scene, we have like a little grid. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to repeat this texture, the texture that it has 6 times, and we're going to say a tile count of 4 to keep it low poly. Alright, here we go. Now I'm actually going to move it. You don't have to do anything at this point to this tile, but I'm just going to move this so it's on with the grid. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change its texture. Now you don't have to do this bit. I'm just doing it so that we can see it better. I have a little bit nicer thing to view. I mean, right now the texture, I think it's like 512 by 512 or something like that. Yeah, it's 512 by 512. It's going to play nicely with whatever device. I'm going to load another 512 by another 512 device. It just makes it look cooler. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're in scene editing, and then we're going to create a camera, and then you want to see first person camera, so you want to click on either the cube or the little circle, click OK. Okay, he's there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a oh yeah, okay, here we go. A 2D touch screen. So this is a GUI, or a graphical user interface, or in other words, a joystick. We're going to scale it. Alright, so this GUI interface, this joystick, is going to control how where our character moves, and then our other thumb is going to basically decide on where we're going to be looking at. So I'm going to make this really simple, so it renders on whatever device you have. I'm going to create a vertical board so it'll only stare at what you're looking at. So think like Wolfenstein or early Doom or something like that. So you know at least you're moving. So it's going to be on one end, and then you can go to the other. So it's always going to rotate to where the camera is looking. Okay, so that's just going to be so we know where we're looking. And then what we're going to do to actually export it is APK, and then publish. Let's see, publish as Android application APK. You have published it to the desktop, so wherever you save your actual game file to open up in the engine is where it's going to actually drop the APK. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to connect my phone to my computer and then drag and drop the APK onto my phone and then install it. You could also just email it to yourself too, so you just drag and drop to your email box, email it to yourself, and then install it that way too after you download it. So we're going to save that file. You're going to see this file in the description, so you can open up and see the file, see everything I did, also test out the APK as it's going to be inside the zip along with this file. And that should be it. I'm going to transfer this game or this APK to my phone, and you're going to see me play around with it there. So I'll see you in a second or two. Alright, hey guys, so now we have my phone, my LG G3, and we're going to connect it to my computer. It says, allow this computer to have access to your phone data, allow, unlock, and we're in ES File Explorer. So I have, at this point, I'm going to show you how to get it to pop up. You want, we're going to cancel that. LG has a particular way of doing stuff. Again, I'm also going to let you know, guys, my LG G3 is no longer my daily driver because they have a motherboard issue. So the screen will start fading. So I have to kind of like power on, power off. But we want this to be set for media sync transfer, so that the phone sees it and says, hey, it's another device that we can access stuff on. We're going to go back. We're going to go to our ES file main screen, or any other file explorer that you have will work too. Now on my computer, we're going to be switching to that now. Alright guys, so as probably you guys can hear me, I am on the computer, and I have copied, so I went to desktop, and you can either drag and drop, or you can click right, copy. So click right, it's going to have a drop down, copy, and we're going to go to our G3. We're going to have internal storage, and I'm going to hit Control V for paste. It says, hey, you want to copy and replace? Yes, I do. So we have the new game up. I'm going to exit out of this. So we have it now on the phone. We're going to unlock the screen. We're going to go to internal storage. Hey, there's the Android first-person game, APK. It's the same one, so we're going to install the package, install. Hey, it installed it. We're going to open it. And there's the screen going. And there we go. So you can see it's moving around. And if we move around a lot, you might expect some jitter. Tap the little GUI button It is a bug, but it is fixable within the game. And it's not like it used to be. It used to be, if I tried doing this, it would either crash it would freeze the game, it would, oops, and I fell off. Pop the game back up. It would either shoot the camera into one view, like it is right here, or it would literally crash the app. So right now we can move around. As you can see, we can get closer to the tree or further away. And we can look at the tree, and the tree is rotating to us. So since it's just a billboard, it's just literally a 2D plane with, what do you call it, transparency value added to it. And we have a nice little sci-fi floor. We can look around and do all that type of nice stuff. Alright, so this is going to be the end of this tutorial. The APK is going to be in the description along with the .ccb file, so the copper cube file. If you have any questions, comment down below. This is going to be like a complete tutorial. So this was the demo file, or like basic. So this should run on whether you have an Adreno 300, 302, whatever, or a Mali 400, or whatever MediaTek. I think even the basic GPUs are going to be able to run this. If you don't know what CPU are running, go to your Android store and download CPU-Z, or CPU-Z, and it will tell you what GPU you're running, and then you can look up not demos, but like tech demos. So I'll try to use this device since it's like the LG G3 still has a decent GPU while it's still cooperating. Again, as you can see, I have to power on or turn the screen on and off to get the what do you call it, to get the screen fade to kind of go away for a little bit. If not, I'll have to resort to my Lagu Alpha 5, which has a Mali 400 processor, and it's not as good. So I'll see you guys in the next video where we're going to actually create a little mini level, expand it quite a bit, add some like a little flora outside and then a sci-fi inside and some doors and interactive stuff. A little baby steps that will actually make a pretty good game, some animated intros and some awesome stuff. So I'll see you guys in the next tutorial or part 2 of this Android first person video game. Comment and like below and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.